initiated over 5 years ago have not been updated by the present government in terms of emergency response. So for example, the framework document still lists councils that have been abolished as key responders to emergencies such as this. So a lot of work has been left undone. You may recall some weeks ago in the Dáil I asked the Taoiseach would he consider the introduction of the British Ray insurance scheme for flooded areas, and he more or less dismissed what I said on that occasion, and clearly had no idea what I was talking about in reality, and very little evidence of any preparation by the government in relation to that. Now he needs to meet with the industry next week to discuss the insurance industry and the government's response to the lack of insurance and the difficulty that people have who've been flooded in getting insurance. The absolute priority now has to be to help the people in distress, to help those in homes that have been flooded, and of course businesses as well, but also to prepare properly and adequately for the future. And that means investment in flood relief schemes. We know that where they've been installed in the past, particularly places like Fermoy, Clonmel, Mallow and other areas, Carlow, that they've worked effectively to date, and there's been a significant change in how these towns now operate in fairly severe weather. We have warned and we have said that we accept climate change, yet there seems to be a tendency in Ireland that the storms happen on an annual basis. By March people tend to put it behind them and then hope next year that they won't happen again. I can clearly recall Brian Hayes being in Cork, I think 2013. Now maybe he knew that what we didn't know, that he was heading for Europe, but he made many promises and sincere commitments on that occasion to many victims of flooding, which were not realised subsequently, and flooding has occurred again. So these are going to be regular features into the future. We need to respond accordingly. We cannot go on an annual basis hoping that they won't happen next year, and it needs far greater investment and far greater planning and coordination. And I'll take questions on that if you have them, but before I do, I just want to address a few issues in terms of the weeks that lie ahead. From our perspective in Fianna Fáil, we will be putting forward a very robust alternative policy platform to the electorate. We'll be making it very clear that we do need an alternative and we do need a change of government to bring recovery to the entire country, and indeed to people who have not experienced it today in our society. Our view very strongly is that Fine Gael ideologically is very much to the right. It's a very right-wing party, particularly in terms of how it has evolved over the last number of years. It wanted to and still wants to privatise large elements of the public service, and particularly our health service. It has presided over